All right, welcome everybody. Today's video finds ourselves over here in Ayutthaya, and I'm right here on the Prasat River. And there used to be a klong here, or a canal, and there was a ferry terminal that was right here on the river, one of 22 that serviced the island of Ayutthaya from the mainland. Where we're at is we're at Wat Phichai Songkhram, or Temple of the War Victory. And so we're going to take a look at this. Now, the importance of it goes back to the Battle of Ayutthaya with the Burmese. As I've done in several of my videos, I've shown some stuff here with the old temples and all of that from whenever Burma came and sacked the city in the Second War. And so anyway, this is a temple that has a lot of importance because this was the base camp for King Taksin. And so he set up his soldiers here, and this was where they were trying to defend the city from the Burmese. And so anyway, the story about this goes, this is kind of a temple that was built like in 1765, right before the fall of the city. And so it is an ancient temple in the late Ayutthaya style. And King Taksin had his base camp here set up, and they would, they went out with one of the leaders from Phechbury, and they were trying to defeat part of the Burmese army. And they got on their boats and they paddled out into battle, and King Taksin held back while the leader of from Phechbury engaged the Burmese. His army was surrounded and defeated in like complete and utter defeat. All of the people from Phechbury were destroyed and killed and slain, all of that. So anyway, Taksin realized that the battle was lost. So what he did is he organized his army, and they snuck out of here. They got lucky. There was bad weather, which was kind of unusual during the rainy season. They say it was in the 4th Saturday of the lunar month of the year of the dog, which was the way they kept time. So anyway, King Taksin took his army out of here. They went about 1,000 Thai and Chinese, and they left here, and they went and they reorganized. They went to the south, and they went over to Chanthaburi. They gathered up an army, and then King Taksin eventually came back in, recaptured Bangkok area, and then he came up here and defeated the 2,000 Burmese troops that were stationed in Ayutthaya. And the rest is history. He eventually reunified Thailand and became moved the capital from here to Thonburi, and it became, kept Thailand as an independent state. So anyway, we're going to look at the Ordination Hall, look around here, and I'll tell you a little bit more of the story. All right, so I know that was a little bit of a long-winded introduction, telling you a little bit about what was going on here. So this is the main Ordination Hall, and like I said, this was built, they believe there's like a data plate here that says 1765. So I don't know if there was an existing temple here before or if this is a brand new construction, but it does have a lot of importance, like I said, about the battle with the Burmese. King Taksin, they call him King Taksin the Great, and he was a very, very important figure in Thailand. And he ruled until he was removed by King Rama I, and he moved the capital from Ayutthaya after it was destroyed over to Thonburi. Okay, so here we are inside of the Ordination Hall. And this is built in the late Ayutthaya style. And you can see they have some pretty magnificent paintings. They've got them covered up in glass, but all the paintings have to do with King Taksin. And then they have quite a bit of inscriptions below it talking about King Taksin. It's all in Thai. Now this is really, really nice right here. So this is the goddess of the earth with the Buddha. And I've done a few temples that have shown this mural and various iterations of it, but it's the goddess of the earth, and she's the one that squeezed her hair and flooded the earth. And you can see they're fairly new. They're in really, really good shape. Now, whenever Taksin left here, the story goes that he left under cover of a heavy rainstorm. And so whenever he was leaving, he prayed and the monks came and they said, well, this is not a good time because it's going to storm. But what happened was the storm actually gave him cover to where he and his men could swim over the canal and they could escape the Burmese. Now, what I did a video of where they crossed the Klong or the canal over there at Wat Phichai. And there was a battle with the Burmese there, and then they had another battle a little further to the south during their escape. And they defeated the Burmese that was trying to keep them from escaping. Yeah, this is really a nice hall. And you can see the window shutters are like the three-dimensional. And what they have these swords. This is kind of the seal here. They have the crossed swords everywhere. And then the Buddha with the other Buddhas here. Yeah, this is really a nice temple. The murals behind the principal Buddha are really, really nice. Sometimes you'll see it as the Bodhi tree. This one here looks like it has like the Naga and some animals and stuff like that. And you can take a look here at the paintings. So they have all the pictures of Taksin leading the soldiers, climbing walls, all of that. Now, part of the force of Taksin that escaped here, they were Thai and Chinese, and some of the writings of the Portuguese say that there were actually 79 Portuguese that were part of Taksin's force, and a couple of them got killed, I believe, from what the writings were from the Portuguese. And for their loyalty with Taksin, Taksin awarded them some land in Bangkok, and they settled over there. And it's the Holy Rosary Church area in Bangkok, and that's where they moved their church from here over to there, and then they set up. And I do need to get over there to that Holy Rosary area and do a video. I've been meaning to, I just haven't had time. You can see the entry doors. This is really a nice hall. Let's look at the outside of it. So as you come in, you have the standing Buddha, and then all of the work around the doors. And then they have these little statues, and the Thais come and stick the gold leaf on them. And you can see the outside of the building. It's quite nice. It's that cream color. It's not the brilliant white. But it's still a really nice building. And this is still an active temple. So there's still the monks here. They have the crematorium, they have the monk quarters, and they have all the normal stuff. You see it has the courtyard here that has just hundreds of the Buddhas. You see this quite often, and then the little bells that the Thais can ring. And then you see the outside of this ordination building. And then there's the little marker stones, the simas, that you see around the ordination hall. Yeah, this temple isn't very big. I mean, it's big enough, but it's has a lot of important historically for the Thais. So they will come over here and pray to King Taksin. And they have a couple shrines of him all around. So back over here is some more of the general purpose buildings, you know, the prayer halls, stuff like that. You got a car coming buzzing in here. Another hall over there. And then over there, just past that, you see that gold gate? That's not too far from the train station. So if you took the train to Ayutthaya, it's just a short walk over here to this temple. And then it has a bunch of these little buildings, like little shrines and stuff. Has some Buddha images in them, has some little miniature chetties. And over there has like a Buddha. And then a good look of the main ordination hall, which is really a nice building. And then it has the Erewhons over here. Yeah, it's a nice place. They've done a nice job with keeping it up. But, you know, like I said, it is an important part of Thai history. And it's kind of interesting to just think about it. There's a temple here, and the army camps at the temple. But I guess, I mean, back in those days, this was a big enough space where the army could come here and prepare. And they didn't really have a problem with, you know, bombing temples. The Burmese shot cannon at the temples. The Thais returned fire because the Burmese would set up their army camps at temples also. Okay, let's look around over there. There's a shrine that I want to see. And it's down here by the river. And down here by the river, they have a bunch of these little data plates talking about King Taksin and the Burmese. They have some little miniature cannons. Now they have a shrine, and this is kind of funny. You see this at some of the temples, but they have these big elephants, and it's lucky for the Thais whenever they can cross underneath the belly of the elephant. And you'll see them, they'll be out here and they'll circle the elephants 3 times and they'll cross under its belly. And then here is the shrine for King Taksin. And they have the chickens and the place here to pray and burn the joe sticks. All of the normal stuff that you see at these little shrines. And then the swords. And then over here, looks like, I think that's Rama IV. They have a little shrine for him also, which Rama was the Bangkok era ruling dynasty. The guy over here feeding the fish. Now this is right on the river. There's just bunches of these fish. So this is the Prasat River, and this is just east of the main island of Ayutthaya. Now there's a modern bridge that allows you to get onto the island now, but in the old days this would have been accessible only by the ferries. And like I said, there was 22 ferry routes that went across from the mainland over to the island. So if you come, you have to go, if you want to go onto the island itself, you have to go to the south a little bit from the train station to get onto that bridge. So this is the river area down here, and the river is pretty high right now. This is first part of September. This is when the rivers are the highest, and they do some boat racing and stuff like that on the river. And a great thing to do is to come here and do a little boat tour around the island of Ayutthaya. It's a great little time. And this is looking at the temple from the river. They have a little pier here now, so you could take a boat tour and you could stop here and walk to this temple also. And over here they have like a little headstone looking things for the Chinese. Okay, so there's a few other temple buildings here, but it looks like they're all locked up. Back over by the crematorium and the prayer halls and stuff like that is locked up. So the only one we can really see today is that Ordination Hall, which was nice. I enjoyed that. That was pretty cool. So that'll finish up a short little video here at Wat Phichai Songkhram, or however you say it, the Temple of the War Victory. This is a cool old ancient Ayutthaya temple, and it's important because of King Taksin setting up his base camp here and eventually fleeing out of Ayutthaya and coming back to save the day for the Thais. So it's a good story for them. And I'll put a little bit more in the description. I'll also link a video to the Wat Hantra. That's the other one that's tied to this battle for King Taksin escaping the encircled Burmese army. So anyway, guys, if you like this video, click like and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. Share it with your friends on your social media if you would like. This is the kind of videos I do. I go out and I look around. I'm not usually in the main touristy areas. I go out and see different stuff that you won't see on other channels. So if you like this kind of stuff, I tell you a little bit about the history that I know and tell you what I see and everything. So if you like this kind of stuff, then you found the right place, and hopefully you'll stick around. So leave me a comment, tell me what you think, or if you want me to see something different, tell me that also in a comment. So until next time, guys, from Ayutthaya, Thailand, remember, life is a journey. Enjoy.